All right, welcome back to Teen Republic right here on NTV every single Saturday from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. The comedy trends that are artists of trends. And if you see me in a place, it's going to be a situation, speaking all matters, defying all odds and using the struggles to be your success stories. I'm talking about none other than the South Sudanese Mwenye. His name is Emmanuel Jal, right here on Teen Republic. Welcome, my brother. How are you feeling?
Sema bro, niambie.
Uko fiti?
Kabisa.
Nasikia vile umeflow nayo. Kiswahili umekipiga noma sana.
Nililetwa huko 1994. I was smuggling huko through Lokichokio. Sasa ukiona tu kila kitu ninayo saa hii ni Kenya ndio imenipatia.
Oh, interesting. So they smuggled you in 1994?
Yeah.
Were you like in a truck, in a lorry, kuliendaje?
So there was a British aid worker called Emma McCune. I met her in Ward, and she was married to Dr. Riak Machar. So mostly she liked to disarm child soldiers and put under the tree, create under the tree school. So she found me to be one of the very active one. And then she just smuggled me. And the way I was smuggled was really smart because I had no documents. And that time she was beautiful. So she talked to the security people, the all focuses on her, and I sneak into the plane.
Yeah. So you mentioned you were a child soldier.
Yeah.
I'm sure the experience was quite tough. How did you get yourself into such a situation?
Like I was born when the country was at war, and I experienced what the war did. All my aunties were claimed by the war at that time, and my mom was taken by the war. By the age of 7, then my father told me I'm going to go to school in Ethiopia, and that's the journey in itself. Going to Ethiopia took so many lives.
Wow.
And arriving in Ethiopia, that's where I got trained, and I became a child soldier. You know, life is, one thing I can recall is in the journey, one time, because we didn't have enough food, I remember there was a little kid who started asking questions at night. Where is my mommy? Where is my dad? God, what have I done? Yeah. So the kid is asking questions and nobody could answer. And in the morning, when morning rise, some kids were seated, and I was seated, and the kid just climbed a tree and tied his neck on a rope and he jumped. And that could show you how stressful the situation is. And he left those pictures and those memories in our head. Apart from being in a battlefield, there's specific things that happens and can stay with you. My journey too, what I can explain, my journey that made me come to Kenya was not even easy. Because at one point, the lowest point I've ever reached as a human being was when we were drinking our own urine because there was no water. Yes, and when there was no food, I was tempted to eat my comrade. So another child soldier, a Dinka boy called Lual, he was dying. And I look at him and I tell him, I'm going to eat you tomorrow.
Damn.
That's, and what rescued me was, I made a simple prayer. I said, Mom, God, if you're there, give me something to eat. And if I survive this journey, I'll always tell this story and give you credit.
For sure, for sure. I mean, you have gone ahead to defy all odds and do amazing stuff. Where did your love for music come from?
The music, I'll say, was not a musician, but what I would like to share for a teenage kid who's watching out there is a simple story that transformed me up to now. So, when my father gave me out, and we were put on a ship, and it capsized, and only 50 kids survived out of 250, and we arrived in this small town following the current of the water. Here, those kids who survived, their parents came, and nobody came for me. And that broke my heart. So I started crying. You know those kind of tears you cry until your eyes hurt. And in that position, what happened is I was hungry, and I was fighting dogs on the bones that were thrown on the ground. When he's a little kid, you jump, the dogs were stronger, so they take the bone.
Sure.
Then there, I was left broken, thinking, what if my mom was here, if my dad was here, this wouldn't happen. But I saw an old man across me with his back leaning on a broken, shattered boat. And in my culture, remember, if you help an old person, the heavens will open for you. So I asked myself, how can I help this man?
For sure.
Then my mind told me, why don't you catch a fish? And how do I catch a fish? Why don't you get a wire? So I went and looked for a wire. I made a hook, looked for a thread. Then I caught a fish, and I gave him the fish. And when I gave him the fish, he ate it all. I didn't eat it because now I know how to catch a fish.
Yeah.
Then he told me, young man, you will be a great person. And taking from that simple step, when I came to Kenya, that principle of looking for somebody who need help, and you focus your energy to do everything to help that person, your brain open up and you become creative. And when I came to Kenya, I made Kenyan friends. One of them is called John Mark, Edwin To. I can give them names. And what happened is we started volunteering. We knocked at people's home to wash their cars or toilet. And they asked, what for? We want to put an ex-child soldier in school. And then from there, a thought came into my head. If I could only become a rapper or a singer, then I can help more people. And that's it.
That's it.
Went to studio. I was kicked out of studio because I could not rap.
Yeah.
But to cut the long story short, I would say, as a young person, wherever you are, find your purpose. And your purpose is that calling that tells you to do something without expecting anything in return for any human being.
For sure.
And that will be the foundation to develop you. And when you walk in your purpose with clear, defined goals and a burning desire to act, success will follow you like your shadow.
Emmanuel Jal right here with such a powerful story. I mean, into your music, in 2005 you had Gua, which was you know, an amazing album. We had Ceasefire, we had War Child, See Me Mama in 2012. We had The Key in 2014. No, is it Nath in 2018? Shanghai in 2022. I mean, these are 7 albums, bro. Like 7 albums. 2005, you're already doing music. 1994, all this story, like now you're, let's say 1994 to around 2005. Let's say that is like 10 years or so.
Yeah.
You know, so much can happen in 10 years, yeah?
Well, I think it actually makes sense. 10 years of giving you all. I wouldn't say 10 years, 24 years, bro, because I started 1998, year 2000, so I became a musician. I started following this path for 24 years. It wasn't an easy path. And I'll say like the breakthrough in music, because my other streams of income come from storytelling, from speaking. But I've been persistent in doing music. When I started doing Afro House, as the one that I'm doing, that's when I've started seeing the returns of music. Because in the path of your journey, you'll try blues, it may not work for you. You try reggae, it may not work for you. But don't give up. Keep doing experiments. Life is about experimenting until you find the formula that works for you.
Interesting. Now, I'm curious to know, do you have siblings, maybe a family that probably talk to anyone over the years? Is there anyone maybe you've been able to keep in touch with? Or is there anyone who has come out and be like, yo, you're my brother, or maybe you're my cousin? Has there anyone come out?
So my sister, Nyarwach, who has become really big in the Afro House scene, she has one of her songs that has over 100 million streams.
100 million streams?
Yes.
Wow.
So in Afro House, her and Sophie and Zhao are the most listened to artists.
Big shout out, man. Big shout out to them. Big shout out.
Yeah.
Big
so it's, yeah.
Interesting. Now, so far, the Kenyan culture, so much has been happening, especially with our politics so far in the country, so much going on. What can you say is the space for the creative industry in shaping our futures as young people, especially in Kenya right now?
The creatives, you know, our lives are shaped by the stories we hear, and our success depends on the stories we are told. So now, what can creatives do now? The stories they tell now. Those stories will shape the minds. In 5 years' time, there will be the past. There will be stories told, which become the success of those who hear them now.
Wow. I mean, your message of peace has carried through all this work where, you know, your latest book, My Life is Art, your memoir, War Child. When you look at some of these things and your stories, are there people who come to you and tell you, you know what, your story is such an inspiring story. Like, your story is actually my story, only that now you are able to tell it on a bigger platform as opposed to somebody, let's say, a common you know, person in the public who probably has a similar story to yours. maybe not necessarily being a war child, for example, but maybe they've gone through a certain struggle. When they read some of these stories, do you ever get feedback from them just to hear maybe how impactful it has been to them?
Yes, the thing is mostly in America, UK, Canada, and the schools that I used to go, because I used to do a lot of storytelling in school. I would get a message and a kid would say, look, I dropped out of school, but when I heard your story, it connected me with my purpose, and I've gone to school, now I'm a doctor, or I've gone to school, I'm working for UN, or I've gone to school, I'm an engineer, or I've gone to school and I have a business. Wow. So stories has got a way of, like if you tell me your story now of your journey, reaching here, your path to reach here in itself, it's a battle. Only you knows how painful it is.
For sure.
But the good thing about stories, the brain does not differentiate. It's like a meal. So when you tell a story, your entire soul open up to consume it. That's why storytelling in African cultures always been the best.
For sure.
And that's why storytellers are always a threat to any system because they open up the mind. Stories give courage. There was a king in Baghdad who was approached by a wise man, and that wise man told him, I'm going to give you a gift. And that gift, when your son is born, I'll turn up every day. And that gift is to tell your son stories every day.
Wow.
And that king, the son became the greatest king, and his empire was so large because of the stories.
For sure.
Yeah.
The impact of storytelling, you guys, it's Emmanuel Jal right here. And your live appearances have included Live 8, that's in Glastonbury, Nelson Mandela's 90th birthday concert, and the one concert for His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. You've also collaborated and performed alongside artists such as Lauryn Hill, Xavier Rudd, Peter Gabriel, Nelly Furtado. I mean, all these names, to name them. First of all, let me know about the Nelson Mandela's 90th birthday concert. How was it for you? Was it life-changing? Were you starstruck, for example? Like, were you shocked to see that, like, this amount of people coming together? What was going through your mind at that particular moment?
I mean, Nelson Mandela has a huge impact because 27 years in prison and coming out positive, with no hatred, and thinking ahead strategically for his country. If we use force, we destroy everything that has been built for us. Yeah. But if we find peaceful method, this land, these buildings, this thing will still stand out. Performing at his concert was something, it was a gift to me because of meeting different. I met Oprah Winfrey there. Wow. I met Denzel Washington. I met
Denzel Washington, who's done Gladiator, the movie. Yeah. Good stuff.
I met what do you call Will Smith in that place.
The guy with the slaps.
Yeah. So you know, we're humans. So when even slap, sometimes we get angry. You never know how each one of us reacts. So it will take time for people to grow to reach that point where you can control your emotions.
Wow, I mean, you guys, I'm actually starstruck on his behalf because I'm like, big names, Denzel Washington, Oprah Winfrey, and all these, you know, African pioneers, black, you know, American pioneers in terms of film and, you know, business moguls such as Oprah Winfrey. When you look at yourself, do you ever go back home just to maybe see how it is right now, maybe just try and inspire the next generation?
Well, the thing is mostly is focusing on my path. You know, each one of us has a vision.
Yeah.
And your vision is whatever it is you want to create to make an impact in the world. What is it is placed in your mind that you want to bring, that you expect return? Yeah. While your purpose is, it's whatever you give without expecting anything in return.
For sure.
So in that path, you can make both of them work together. So I'm just walking on my path and through my purpose, finding my full potential so I can create the life I want to see. And in the end, as you move in life, it's not what you actually get that matters as the gift you give the world. It's who you become in the process. When you leave, that's the gift you leave the planet.
Okay, it's who you become in the process. That is the gift you give to the world. I mean, back to your music, you're doing amazing Afrofusion music. I mean, Afro house. We love it so, so much. And big shout out to our DJ right here. He calls himself the Afro King. He's actually coming through right here. And what can we expect? Because I mean, the last time I met you was in 2022, and there has been so much change in your music, so much improvement, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because 2 years is not such a long time, so to speak, in terms of music. But seeing the kind of improvement that you have had, it means you have been doing, you know, a lot of work. So what should we expect from you moving forward from Emmanuel Jal?
Basically, it's just creating more beautiful music, creating more impact, because what drives me to do what I'm doing is my purpose, basically. And my purpose has taught me a lot. It expands the more I get to it, while my vision can be, your purpose cannot be affected by anything, because it's who you are. Just like a plant is a plant, it knows why it's on the planet. But human beings, we don't know why we're on the planet sometimes. But your vision is whatever you've been given to create, because we're creative beings. And as we create the process, it can face challenges. The circumstances you face can impact your goals and your vision and your plan. So you have to learn, how do I diversify?
Yeah.
How do I adapt? Because it's not the strongest that makes it. It's those who are adaptable in the process.
Those who are adaptable in the process that get to make it.
Yeah.
Straight out of South Sudan, smuggled into the country. He's been doing amazing music from 2005. I mean, 2005 was just like I was like a toddler, bro. Like, and he already had like an album out. You guys, 7 albums, so to speak, amazing music. And I'm sure you know your story, and I wish you all the best in terms of
Baraka.
you know, Baraka, tele, karibu tena na tena on Tin Republic. And to all our Republicans, please watching out there, ensure that you get to support Emmanuel Jal. That's where to find you on social media as well.
They can find me on emmanueljal.com, or on social media, just look for Emmanuel Jal. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just
everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you respond to DMs? Maybe there's someone who really loves what you do and would like
Mostly, if when I get free time, and then I just go there, because there's a lot of them. There's, like, you have thousands.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Kenyan cuisine that you like to eat?
You know what? Kwanbel.
What is that?
Ugali ya brown.
Oh, ugali ya
Ugali ya brown na samaki ama na nyamchom na kachumbari.
You
know, a lot of people are wasting their time. You want to lose weight, just take brown ugali.
Brown ugali.
That one will keep you like me. I'm 45 years and I don't have a belly.
You are 45, bro.
Yes. And I still have 8 packs without going to the gym.
Anyway, we'll spend so much time right here. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Jal, once again, for being here. We have the Afro King, Akopale.
Yeah, it's the best, man.
Yeah, that's Afro
King.
How
he mixed in hip-hop into Amapiano, into Afro House.
Good stuff, right?
Yeah.
You guys should actually do something together.
It's done.
It's done. Live on TV, guys.
Yeah, you'll see it soon.
Yeah. So we'll just have those. Anyway, right here we have Rikmo Konangoma Mwisho.
Yeah, niko nayo.
Okona?
Bile bile.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. You want me to perform Bile Bile?
Yes. Yes.
Is that that one?
No. This one is Rise Up. Know it?
Oh, yeah.
Your sister. The Kitambo.
Oh, yeah.
This guy has so much music, you guys. I mean, Emmanuel Jal.
I can't even remember when that song was.
He has so much music. And Emmanuel Jal, thank you so much once again. All the best. The stage is yours to use. You can use the mic right there.
Let's go.
Let's go.